Patricia is wearing black tights and a lemon-colored tank top. Her tiny body sits like an origami bird on her cushion, delicate, perfectly erect. On her plate is a handful of sprouts and a fistful of salad. That's all. I look to my right and see Anna, a surgeon from Mexico City, biting one of her lips and tapping her fork on the plate impatiently. There are 3 pieces of bread with thick slabs of butter on her plate. A bit of salad, no soup, no vegetables. Her food says, "Fuck you, Geneen. I don't have to play this ridiculous game. Watch me binge the second I get the chance." I nod at her as if to say, "Yup, I understand how hard it is to slow down." I take a quick glance around the rest of the room at faces, at plates. The air is thick with resistance to this eating meditation, and since I am the one who makes the rules, I am also the one at whom the fury is directed. Getting between people and their food is like standing in front of a speeding train. The act of being stopped in compulsive behavior is not exactly met with good cheer. "Anyone want to say anything before we begin?" I ask. Silence. Then, blessings on our food and all that made it possible. The rain, the sun, the people who grew it, brought it here, served it here, I say. I can hear Amanda, who is sitting to my right, taking a deep breath at the sound of the prayer. Across the room, Zoe nods her head as if to say, "Oh, right. The earth, the sun, the rain, glad they're here." But not everyone is grateful to take one more second to do anything but eat. Louisa, in her bright red running suit, sighs and grunts an almost indiscernible, "Oh, for God's sakes, can we please get on with this?" She looks as if she's ready to kill me. Humanely, of course, and only with the slightest bit of suffering, but still. "Now take some time and notice what you put on your plate," I say. Notice if you were hungry when you chose the food. If you weren't physically hungry, was there another kind of hunger present? And looking at your plates, decide what you want to eat first and take a few bites. Notice how the food feels in your mouth. If it tastes like you thought it would taste. If it does what you thought it would do. 3-4 minutes pass amid the symphony of eating sounds. Rustling, chewing, swallowing, clinking. I notice that Izzy, a 6'2" willowy woman from France, is looking out the window and seems to have forgotten that we're eating. But most people are holding the plates up to their mouths so they can get the bites in faster. Lori, a 35-year-old CEO of a Boston mortgage company, raises her hand. "I'm not hungry, but I want to be. I want to eat anyway." "Why is that?" I ask. "Because it looks good, and it's here right now. It's the best comfort in town. What's wrong with wanting comfort from food?" "Not a thing," I say. "Food is good and comfort is good, except that when you're not hungry and you want comfort, food is only a temporary palliative. Why not address the discomfort directly?" It's too hard to address things directly, too painful, and there isn't any end to it. And if it's going to be endlessly painful, then at least I have food, she says. "So you figure that the best you can get out of life is cold vegetable soup?" When she talks again, her voice is quivering. "It's the only true comfort I have, and I'm not going to deprive myself of it." A tear jogs down her right cheek, hovers on her top lip. Heads nod in assent. A wave of murmurs passes around the circle. Lori says, "The thing we do here, waiting in silence until everyone gets their food, reminds me of what it was like to eat dinner in our family. My mother was drinking, my father was furious, and no one was talking. It was horrible." "What were you feeling during those times?" I ask. "Lonely, miserable, like I was born into the wrong family. I wanted to escape, but there was no place to go. I felt trapped."